What's up, YouTube fam? Robbie C here, and today we're gonna ask one question. Do you believe that I can play New London with just a Polecat and outscore the one and only Trevor Staub? Guess we'll find out. But before we dive in, we have to ask the most important question of the day. How you doing today, Mitchell? You having a good one?
So catch me if I fall.
So we're here in town having a filming week with Foundation, and Trevor did not call me out, but someone in the comments section said that I should do this challenge. I talked with Trevor and he kind of gave me the lay of the land. Trevor shot a 93, as you can see right here. And he had a pretty tough front nine, but a pretty epic back nine. So we gotta hopefully shoot a not terrible front nine and an average back nine. Par for the course is a 62, and because of that, we are hoping that we can shoot bogey golf. I think that was Trevor's goal originally, and then it turned into not shooting over 100. So 92 or better is the real goal, but that would allow us to shoot its bogey golf with 12 additional bogeys. So every par is just gonna be cash in the bank. I have only seen 12 of the holes for a video that we shot the other day. So holes 7 through 12 are gonna be completely fresh for me. What should the punishment be? If I fail to beat Trevor's score, you guys let me know in the comments. But let's talk about some pros and cons of what I've got going versus the magnificence of Trevor. Trevor's pros. He's more attractive than me. He has better hair than me. Trevor knew the course just a little bit. Trevor throws farther than me. And Trevor might just be a better person. Also, as a fifth one, Trevor's more attractive than me. I think it's a pretty strong list that puts the odds in his favor. Let's see what's going on the other side for Robbie C. One, I feel a lot more connected with my audience because of shots like this, so closer to audience. I've thrown a lot of Polecat shots, so hopefully Polecat expertise and being somewhat familiar with putting with Polecats should come out to help me. I think he lost a lot of strokes on the putting green, so I'm hoping that putting matters, not just simply getting obliterated by the course. Number 4, Trevor used a base Polecat that I gave him and a halo Polecat. I'm using a halo Polecat, and then this is also a halo Polecat that was in my bag for a long time. And I'll tell you, if I beat this score, is the Polecat coming back in the back? And fifth and finally, for the bottom, Trevor's more attractive than I am. So when I feel down and out and New London's beating like just me senseless, I'll picture that and picture that I get to film with him this afternoon, and we'll hang on to that. Hole 1, all about hitting a gap, 643 feet, par 4. That's like 3 210-foot shots and a putt. We didn't hit the gap, but we're there. In the videos we filmed, I only threw drives and scramble shots. So I have no idea how to actually play this fairway. I've not played any shots from the fairway. We're gonna pump this on some hyzer and hopefully just hang it around the tree and have a straight shot down to the basket. I think it's a little left side, but hopefully we'll have something. Once again, we're throwing Polecats, so it doesn't go very far. It's just about throwing 200-foot shots over and over again. You have to remember that bogey golf is like the play. Wall of trees in front of us, we're gonna try to just chip one through the wall of trees, not try to go too crazy, because I think if we can get out there, we can pitch up and take our bogey. We threw it straight, and we didn't hit any trees. Seems like we're in trouble. Don't really think that you probably get over here too, I guess if you're throwing like and you push too much on the approach. We got a tiny little bit of a gap, so if we can pump this out on some hyzer, hopefully let it drift down the hill. This is our 4, so we'd love to be looking for a putt on this. You know, what's nice about like an actual hard course, you're gonna get punished. We just gotta lean back into Polecat days and just throw it down the fairway. And that got a huge skip. That's tough, dude. There's one little stump in the middle of this. For the 6? Okay, see if we can climb our way back up. Here's how we gotta think about this and not get distraught. We're trying to play bogey golf, but to shoot a 90, which would still have the course Polecat record by 2 strokes, I get 10 extra doubles. So realistically, what we did here is we used 2 of our double bogeys, so we're down to 10. Every par we take adds 1 back. 400 feet, try and just rip one down there. Really, the key here is no bad tree kicks. I mean, we're down there. We should have hopefully a turnover into the green, take a par and walk away. We'll say that that's supposed to be my like stable to overstable polecat for the likes of this challenge. Makes the next hole a little tricky in my head. We're gonna be running downhill, so we're gonna be over top, which means we're gonna pull it. So I'm gonna aim at that skinny tree on the left. Oh. This is kind of what I loved the Polecat for anyways, was these long circle 2 looks. Putting like that is gonna overcome a lot of bad tee shots. Okay. Just pump one down the middle, Robbie. Just pump one down the middle, that's all that matters. Is it down the middle? No. But is it OB? Also no. We want a 5. If we can throw one up there, our third gets around or looking at the corner, and our fourth can lay up, bang the putt for 5th. So even if it takes us 2 shots to get to the corner here, that's fine. Big thing here is gonna be making sure that if we're gonna try to get any distance around the corner, that we put this thing on more hyzer than you've ever. We want Hunter Thomas to be watching this video and go, wow, that was a lot of hyzer. Outside of a roll away, I think that's gonna be pretty phenomenal, ladies and gentlemen. Did I think that I was further down the fairway than this? Yes. Is it fine? Because we can just throw a little nosy approach. Also, yes. Perhaps a little more meat on the bone than we were thinking, but I gotta be honest, when the OB is this close behind the basket, 20 feet behind the basket, elevated pin, it's real hard to find the confidence to just aggressively run an upshot, unless you know like scores doesn't matter. Hole 4, 689 feet. Let me go ahead and tell you guys something about this hole that doesn't play as well to camera. It's 100 feet shorter than the last hole, but there are 100% more trees in the fairway. I guess if there was 0 trees in the fairway, one would be 100% more, so like 7,000% more? I don't know what to tell you guys. It looks like this initial gap, and then it feels like there's this like drop off where the cliff is ending. It's not a drop off. It's like another 200 feet from there just to get out to the landing zone. So we just want to throw straight polecat shots. Straight into the woods. I think this is one that, like, there's technically a gap in there, but oh, we're just gonna early release a forehand and throw straight into the gap, but actually smooth it. This is a par 4, and you're like, hey, I'm playing this for par. Ideally, what, you get here-ish, you get out to the landing in 2, cross in 3, putt in for 4. So we're just a stroke behind that. I'm gonna throw hopefully a turnover basically the whole way there and just try to get out the gap as much as I can to make the carry. Here we go. That needs to get, that is such a beautiful tree kiss. Such a beautiful tree kiss. We should have as open a look as you can get, I would think. This is where we can rack up like a really big number. I would like a forehand here, but I definitely don't like a forehand polecat here. Come get me, Heron. We're gonna try to just rip it straight, see what we can do. And it turned over into the tree. Even between the conservation area do not disturb signs, we're still in front of it. So we should have just this nice, hopefully either forehand or turnover. There may be like a little dark horse route. There is, we're gonna go for that. Bang. We're gonna be throwing this at a wall of trees. This hole is 7,000 feet now. 576 feet. Lot of trees in the way. We need like 380 foot shots. So instead of throwing my stable one into the trees knowing there's a chance it gets hit, I'm gonna throw my already flippy one into the trees knowing it could get hit and just make it even more flippy. Mission accomplished. That's one. So the plan is 380 foot shots. Problem is that this is pretty pinched. So I'm gonna move you to the other side so you can see the fairway we're going for. If I'm being honest, I feel like we ate more than that off the tee. So it's okay if this one only is like a chip 150, 140. So the short pad actually is on the left side of the fairway. So as you walk up this fairway, it seems super like tree-y and congested. So you get up here and realize like, oh, there's like actually a whole fairway up here. I wasn't holding my ear up as if it was gonna go in. It's way left of the basket, but I think we might've given ourselves another look. I feel pretty good about that look on this hole. If you're not like finding tree wall after tree wall, and we don't have to go forehand polecat, maybe a better look, but truly, I'm not hanging my head low about 1, 2, 3, yeah, and floating it over the basket. Being close enough that I can run a putt that floats over the basket, I'm gonna give it a 2% chance that I can get a putter over the tall grass here. Specifically a polecat. I don't want to throw it so low that I'm in those trees. This is a par 5, so we've got 6 strokes to accomplish it, and it is 1,234 feet. So with those 6 strokes, we'll say that we have to accomplish 1,200 feet of distance in 5 throws, which means that on average, 2 something, not that good at math on camera. Oh no. I felt like we got a hold of that one pretty well. Just gonna be low. Gonna be low. This is gonna be a tough one to film. Welcome to the tall grass. That tree took everything off of it. It just dropped right next to it. Okay. And of course, it doesn't stand up and turn this time, you silly polecat! You silly little polecat! I didn't put any effort into it. All I could think in my mind is like, oh, I got some collaborations to film this afternoon. I'd really like to not break my throwing hand. I mean, this is convenient, but guys, what's happening on this challenge is I'm either throwing like dead middle of the fairway or I'm throwing to places where I'm like, there's all of this space, 20 feet to my right, that's wide open, doesn't have poor footing, doesn't have me throwing like uphill on a slant. I'm just not landing there. You throw it and you try to throw it so far, and it's a 1-speed. It doesn't go anywhere. Holes like this are the hardest part of this challenge. It's also just like a super fascinating one because, okay, let's do some math. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 12, 11. If we divide it by 5, 1,000 would be 200 feet apiece. So that would be another 40 apiece. But after I blow a hole in my ankle, yep, 431 feet. So let's do the math. 20-foot putt, 411 feet. We just got to throw it 206 feet twice. I think that's 206 feet, ladies and gentlemen. Let's ride. This would be fantastic to grab another par. A birdie would have been insane, bro. That's the type of pars we like. That's the type of pars we like. Hole 8 is old hole 11, but we're playing from the short. Get out to the bamboo and then start making our way. I think it goes like out here and then hard right. So let's see what we can do. Oh, that's bad. Ooh, that's not good. I think we have to pitch to the fairway. I mean, we're pretty off here, so this would normally be like a little zone chip around the corner. Let's think to ourselves here. Oh, there's deer. That feels dead middle of the fairway, like we wanted. What's interesting about this hole is that I know Trevor's talked about this one as being a hole that should be a par 5, even though it's a par 4 right now. We're trying to play bogey golf, and Trevor's trying to argue that playing bogey golf, it's easy, like it's hard to play bogey. Like this is a hole where bogey golf is fine. I'm playing with polecats. If we take a double on this, it's gonna feel great. Would we have liked to be like 5 feet left so that we could throw down this tunnel easily? Yes. Yes, we would have. We've got a good chance of hitting this tree. and we're throwing 1, 2, we got 3. So this is our par. Ideally go 4, 5 putt. Can't hit either this like first whitish tree or that double tree right there. I now understand when I was talking with Jason about this challenge last night, we talked about this hole. We talked about setting proper expectations. Jason was like, just a heads up, there are technically like 2 fairways to get back to it. It's hard to see that this fairway exists because there's an actual trail through the one on the right that was the one that I was thinking we were gonna go down. I'm aiming you high because if there's a line, it's gonna be that. We gotta push it because there's trees in the way of the turnover line, but we can't like pull it on Annie the whole way. But that's fine. Whew. Bang. It does feel like every time that we're getting like a par, I guess it's not entirely true. When we're getting the pars, we're immediately answering them with like, uh-oh. Here we are, hole 9, top of the world shot. It's so dropped off down camera. You literally have to like walk up through the woods just to throw this tee shot and then walk right back down. For tracking Trev's score, he shot a 53 on the front. We're at a 42 right now. So we take a triple here. We're still, because I think it's a par 5, we have 3 strokes to play with heading into the back, but he shot a legendary back 9. So we'd like as much cushion as we can get. It just kind of goes nowhere. But we're out in the open, we'll take it. Flippy polecat time. Oh no, is that to the wood line? No, it's not. Okay. You're not that big, Robbie. You're not that big. I was hoping that par might be on the table because it's a par 5, but like this thing is so much further back in the woods than you anticipate. Like it's way back there. It has to be 400 plus feet into the woods. We turned it over, mission accomplished. Now we just gotta hope that it didn't cut roll. That doesn't get us where we wanna go. I think we're going flat, turning. Turn for me, daddy. So that's fine. I mean, we got distance. Okay, take it back. Throwing potential is not on the table. There's not really a line to it. Gonna throw a hyzer into the green. Just have like, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4 trees that are in my head to miss. And I think that's maybe crazy long. Yeah, maybe I'm like super deep. That would have been nice. I would have liked the wiggle room. Hole 10, 335 feet. We just need a couple 150-foot shots to go straight. Off to the side. Hopefully I'm not in classic New London fashion as we felt most of the day, just behind a wall of trees. But once again, I think the great design of a good, like the great show of great design is get off the fairway, you should be punished. For those at home, this little thick triple tree right here, basket's I think like 60, 70 feet on the other side here. That is about exactly what I wanted out of that gap. Hopefully I was not standing in the way. But I wonder if this is one of the secrets I have in this challenge. I sneaky love throwing polecats on forehands. And so it allows more like scramble opportunity instead of having to throw these like cheeky backhand turnovers and things like that. 62 is the par. So if we shoot bogey golf, that would put us in an 80. And we knew that we want to shoot a 90. So we had 10 double bogeys available to us. We used 6 of those double bogey strokes on the front, but we got 2 pars. And every par basically takes one of those double bogeys and moves it to just being a single bogey and makes like it borrows the bogey from another one, right? That's my mindset. So for every par, we negate one of those. So with those 6, we now have 3 pars out of the 10. The dream here is that we just keep getting pars. And if we can keep getting pars, those double bogeys wash away. It is a par 4 that goes straight, and then it looks like it bends left, and then it gets straight again. So key here, as per usual, just throw a polecat straight. I mean, even with the trees, Is that perfect? By far my worst shot. I wish I had seen this hole before so that I knew how aggressive, like for risk management, I need to be. It's in the woods. That's still better than we would have eaten up on a forehand. If you're doing a challenge like this or you're playing a really hard course, the key is risk assessment. I threw this shot accepting that it would not go well or it would be punishing, whatever you want to, how you want to describe it. It's just relative to the punishment that it could have received, how much worse is it? So we've thrown 2 shots here and the basket is starting to come into vision. So if we're playing bogey golf, it doesn't matter that I'm in like a not great position because I can hopefully get some forward progress once again, lay up next to the basket, not die from tripping, and call it a win. I am looking at the hyzer forehand here. I like the hyzer forehand, I think. We've got to look from there. I'll take being able to putt. Tried to ring it up. Tried to give it a chance. It's gonna hit this left side. Throwing on hyzer out the gap. That's the goal. Caution, the disc golf course. Crossing pedestrians. Only throwing clear. We're not gonna birdie it, but we shouldn't bogey it. Put her on some hyzer. Carry it around at that tree. Little meat on the bone. There we go. We're now on holes that I've played. I've played everything for the rest of the course, so we're not playing blind anymore. Technically, I played hole 12. I forgot that hole 12 was like the exact same. This is 858 feet. It's a par 4. So if you're doing the math at home, we want to basically be throwing this somewhere. If we want 4 shots, we want all 4 shots to go somewhere in the like 210, 220 foot range. Still very difficult because you basically cannot leave the fairway or you're in trouble. Let's see if we can't pump one out 200 feet dead straight. Oh, bummer. I thought I was around that tree, but we hit it. This is a really hard hole, and I think that you getting off the fairway is more impactful than getting distance, because then you can't go for distance. So we're gonna chip something up, flirt with that back line. Hopefully get out of the back line. Yeah, find ourselves in the dead middle of the fairway. Oh, okay. I've got to de-chalkify that one because I'm just not holding on to it very well and it slips out. Yeah, see, I feel like I'm in honeymoon phase, like it's a honeymoon phase disc with this blue one, because I feel like if I'm throwing it on hyzer, it is not coming out of the hyzer at all. And if I throw it remotely flat, it's just turning the whole time. Should be good. That's our double. Know that we shot a 40. A 40 is what I gotta beat on the back. Okay, we're gonna see what we can do. Just gotta get across the ditch. That seems good. This feels like one of the gettable par 4s. Like, if memory serves correct, it's just like, gotta get to the top of the hill, and then I should have a straight chip into the green for a drop-in par. We threw it where we wanted, ladies and gentlemen. Was that correct? I don't know. We'll find out. Just on this corridor, hit a gap, a little floaty upshot. And that should be sitting pretty. Okay, this one's a long one. This is like a 500-foot par 3. We're playing original hole 7 into hole 6's green. That needs to turn. And we are inbounds. Barely. I think there's a world that I just go forehand here. Yeah, and now we have the wide open look to throw it in. So what's really fun about this hole is you don't recognize it on camera, but you're playing from the green of old hole 3. When we got here to this tee pad, I was like, oh, this is like sick. Really fun, just gotta throw it straight. And if that gets any love, that's fine. This might be one that truly we can find ourselves going for. Then we hit a tree and we got a terrible kick, bro. Oh no. Size of the gap. It's a doorway. We punch out. This is what heroes are made of. We're out. Gonna have to start doing some math. A double on this one was not in the cards. So I'm at an 80. 92 is the goal. I've got 9 strokes. I got 12 strokes to play with. I've got a par 4 and a par 5. So I can be 3 over par collectively over the next 2 holes. I think I'm going hyzer out the right gap because I think that, yeah, I think that the turnover into the hill, Polecat is nervous. And I just gotta hope that that settles. It's a very slow disc, so it should be fine. We're gonna pump one up there on hyzer at the top of the hill. If it stands up to flat, that's great. I just can't throw it OB. I have no idea how close that OB line is down there. This is 3, so we could throw over or throw in for 4. That's all we can ask for, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we can ask for. Running uphill, throwing uphill. We're running up that hill. I mean, throwing this in for the par feels like the dagger. Well, we're not gonna do that. It's just gonna be a tap then. No daggers here, just polecats. Just polecats. Just gotta throw them straight, keep them in the fairway. Throw them straight, keep them in the fairway. Missed that. Throw them straight, keep them in the fairway. Coming up on what Brody dubbed the railway set, the railroad tie section. So I think I want to go big Annie here and just pull it. Oh no. That kicked left. That's gonna be OB. We're throwing 5 now because we dropped 4. Should have a straight look to get to the basket. Hopefully save the 7. Watermelon, bring us home. Left some meat on the bone. Never a doubt. Just kidding. There were lots of doubts, lots of worries, but a 92. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. When we come back to New London, what should we do? What's our next challenge? You let us know. Trev, you had to absolutely scorch this back 9 because having you by 4 strokes going into the front or coming out of the front and then only getting it by a stroke at the end. Kudos, dude. Kudos. But for now, we're gonna leave you with the birdie.